Today's question is all about Digi Stamps. I can download them, but what the heck do I do with them once I have them? This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Now, one of the really great things about crafting, and especially in the digital world, is the ability to download the Digi Stamps, and that is instead of having a collection of stamps where you have to place them somewhere. Digi Stamps, at least you can, file them away digitally into a folder and retrieve them over and over again without worrying about getting all the ink pads out and everything else. Now, once you download your Digi Stamp, what you want to do, of course, is unzip it. Most of them will come zipped. So you'll unzip the folder, grab the contents that you want to use, get rid of the zip file. You don't need to keep that as well. Once you have opened up the zip file, you will no longer need the zip itself because that is just clutter. Now, once you have those Digi Stamps open, most of them will be in PNG file format, so it's really easy to use. All you really need to do is then grab it and upload it into Design Space, because that's where I use mine, and then, of course, load it onto your canvas. Now, if you're making a card, make sure your card is on the screen, and then you can place the stamps in all the locations you want them on the card. Now, the last thing you want to do here, of course, is make sure everything is attached together, especially if you are having the Digi Stamp drawn on. Most often you'll want to do a print then cut. So what you'll do is get the card on the screen, put the stamps in the place you want them, grab everything together, select them all, and then basically you want to flatten them so that they become stamped on there, and then that will become a print then cut. Now, the last thing you want to do, of course, is add your score line into the card, center it the way you want it, grab everything together and attach it, and away you go. You have now used a Digi Stamp. Now, these are perfect if you get little floral ones, because then you can put them in all the places you want them on the card. Now, if you're concerned about adding color, you can then, once it's all printed out, is grab some watercolors, some crayons, or some brush pens, and start adding the color by hand as you would with a stamp. Or of course you can use the stamp ink pads as well. They have beautiful color. Just grab a bit of that and stamp it in the areas that you want, and that is from the ink pad. So this has been the Creative Crafters Podcast, and your questions answered.